It all came crashing down with a photo. Sierra Blake dead, presumed the victim of a toxic love triangle, was seen alive and smiling, just 6 days before her murder. But not with Daniel Whitaker, her ex. Not even near Melissa James, his new bride. She was with Cole Turner, a quiet neighbor. No criminal record. Never even had a speeding ticket. But he disappeared the week Sierra died, and now, behind a hidden wall panel in his apartment, police found a burner phone with encrypted messages. Photos of Daniel, Sierra, and Melissa taken from a distance. And most damning of all, a blood-stained scarf DNA confirmed to belong to Sierra. This changed everything. Melissa James, who was already behind bars as a co-conspirator in Sierra's death, suddenly had a defense. Her lawyer wasted no time. "You want to convict my client for murder?" But the man who followed Sierra, who stalked all 3 of them, who left behind a piece of her clothing soaked in blood, he hasn't even been questioned. Prosecutors scrambled. Daniel Whitaker, already convicted, filed for an appeal. But before anyone could act, another bombshell dropped. FBI cyberforensics pulled data off the burner phone found in Cole's apartment. Most of it was wiped, but a few files were recoverable, including a 4-minute video file, corrupted but salvageable. The file name, Sierra_confession MP4. In the dim, shaky footage, Sierra sits in her living room. Her face is pale. She looks directly at the camera. "If anything happens to me, it wasn't Daniel. And it wasn't Melissa. It was Cole. He said if I told anyone about the baby, he'd make it look like a jealous rage from Daniel. He wants custody. But he's not the father." She pauses. Eyes dart off-screen. "He said if I don't sign the papers, no one will hear from me again. This is my proof." The file cuts off abruptly. But that 13-second clip was enough to send shockwaves through the investigation. So who was Cole Turner? Investigators dug deeper. And what they found painted a picture far more chilling than anyone expected. Cole wasn't just a neighbor. His real name, Brandon Cole Whitaker. Yes, Whitaker. He was Daniel's half-brother. Same father. Different mothers. Estranged for years. And the kicker, Cole was in love with Sierra. Records showed obsessive emails. Unsigned letters. A hidden storage unit across town contained hundreds of photos of Sierra. From years back, Sierra had once filed a restraining order but never followed through. Now, it looked like the man no one was even looking for was the only one with motive, means, and obsession. But wait, it gets worse. Inside the lockbox, agents found notarized paperwork. Guardianship papers. Naming Cole Turner as legal guardian of Sierra's daughter if something ever happened to her. Signed. Notarized. 2 weeks before Sierra's death. But Sierra's signature was forged. And the notary? A friend of Cole's. Now missing too. Suddenly, the theory that Sierra's death was to silence her turned darker. This wasn't just revenge. This was about possession. Control. A man trying to erase her world to create his own. Melissa James sat in a jail cell. Formerly labeled the Black Widow of the honeymoon murder. No. She might have been the key witness in exposing Cole's web of lies. Prosecutors offered her a deal, reduced charges in exchange for full cooperation. She took it, and what she revealed shocked even the hardest detectives. Melissa said she met Cole first, not Daniel. "He told me Daniel was abusive. That Sierra was dangerous. That the baby needed a stable home. I thought I was helping." Claimed Cole manipulated her into the relationship with Daniel, coaching her on how to keep him close. He even encouraged the wedding, saying once they were married, Melissa could file for custody. But the moment Sierra refused to sign guardianship over, he snapped. Said she had to be removed. Said I could either help him or take the fall. Melissa insisted she didn't help, but she stayed silent. "I was scared. I didn't want to go down with him. But I never thought he'd actually kill her." Authorities finally traced Cole's last known location, a rural town 2 states away. Gas station footage caught him buying baby formula. Alone. They raided a remote cabin. Inside, empty, except for a crib. And a note. Scrawled in jagged writing, She's mine now. You'll never find us. Cole Turner had taken Sierra's daughter and disappeared. The FBI issued a nationwide Amber Alert. Daniel's conviction was vacated. Melissa, now a witness, is under protection. But the child, the last link to Sierra's life, is missing. And the man who may have orchestrated everything is still at large. One obsessed half-brother, two shattered families, and a baby caught in the middle. It was the moment that stopped the entire task force in their tracks. She's mine now. You'll never find us. That chilling note left in an abandoned cabin confirmed every parent's worst nightmare. Cole Turner had taken Sierra Blake's daughter. But the real bombshell came just hours later. When the FBI decrypted Cole's cloud backup account from the burner phone, they uncovered a hidden video folder titled. Inside, among random audio files, was a single, intact video. Timestamp: 1 day before Sierra was reported missing. The clip is dark, shaky footage from what appears to be Cole's phone, propped up on a desk. In the corner, you can clearly see Sierra, tied to a chair, gagged. She's terrified. And then, he steps into frame. Cole Turner. Come. Smiling. They all think it was about Daniel, he says. But it was never about him. It was about what she did to me. He paces, talking like he's been rehearsing for years. She ruined me. Lied to everyone. Took something from me I can never get back. He leans into the camera. This isn't about revenge. It's about rewriting the story. And now, she's going to help me do that. He turns to Sierra and removes the gag. She screams one word, please. The video cuts off. No one breathes for several seconds after watching it. Because this wasn't just premeditated. Within 48 hours, new details emerged. Sierra had dated Cole briefly, years before she met Daniel. Friends said it was controlling, intense, short-lived. But there was something no one knew, not even Daniel. Cole believed Sierra had been pregnant with his child. Medical records sealed under a different name showed Sierra had suffered a miscarriage just months before she met Daniel. But to Cole, he believed she'd kept the baby a secret and raised it with another man. He believed the toddler was his, which explained everything. The stalking, the guardianship papers, even the chilling motive behind the murder. Cole didn't just want Sierra gone. He wanted the child, his version of family. But here's where things take a darker turn. During forensic tracing of the burner phone's transactions, agents discovered a recurring $5,000 deposit sent to Cole every 2 weeks. The source? An offshore crypto wallet tied to a private security firm, one that specializes in off-the-grid relocations. Code name on the internal transfers? Client CW. Someone was funding Cole's escape. And when they dug further, they found that the security firm had only one other connection to the Whitaker family. Daniel's estranged father. Daniel had never spoken publicly about his father. But Melissa dropped a clue in her last interview. Daniel said his dad always backed the other brother. He didn't even come to our wedding. Turns out, Earl Whitaker, a retired military intelligence officer, had gone dark years ago. But now, he was back in focus. FBI documents show Earl was known for Black Ops work, specializing in disappearing assets. He had ties to the security firm that funded Cole. And he may have helped Cole vanish with the baby. Was it family loyalty, guilt, or something more sinister? With each lead, the urgency mounted. The baby was now the most endangered person in the case. And then came the break. A traffic cam in Arkansas captured a vehicle with fake plates, identical to a make and model registered under Cole Turner's old alias. Inside, barely visible in the grainy image, a child's car seat. That was 2 days ago. Since then, nothing. Melissa James, now fully cooperating with federal authorities, revealed something else. There was a fourth person. Someone Cole always mentioned. Called him the cleaner. He said if anything went wrong, the cleaner would finish the job. Agents were skeptical, until they uncovered a fingerprint from the cabin Cole had used. It didn't match Daniel or Melissa. It matched a man named Jasper Reed, a former Marine and a convicted kidnapper. Released 5 years ago. No known address since. No. Possibly the last person standing between Sierra's child and safety. Sierra's mother received a parcel in the mail. No return address. Inside, a worn stuffed bunny and a USB drive. The footage on it, 1 minute long. Sierra's daughter alive, sitting on a bed. Someone, likely Cole, filming her from behind. She looks at the camera and says, "My mommy went to sleep, but I'm okay. Daddy says we're going somewhere fun." She then picks up the bunny, hugs it, and walks off screen. Voice off camera, barely audible. "We'll never let them take you away again." The timestamp? Yesterday. Which means Cole's still watching. Still running. Now, federal agents are working against the clock. With 3 states on high alert, roadblocks, and border alerts activated. But Cole is trained, prepared, and funded. And somewhere out there, he's preparing for a life no one can find. With a child that doesn't belong to him. And just when it couldn't get worse, in the final seconds of the recovered Project Redemption folder, one last file appeared. Corrupted at first, but eventually recovered by digital forensic experts. It wasn't from Cole. It was from Sierra. A second confession. She's whispering again, this time in panic. "They're not just coming for me. They want her." And Daniel doesn't know. Cole isn't the father. But someone else is. Someone worse. If this gets out, we're all in danger. Cut. Black screen. File name. Final_truth.mov. To be continued. Who is the real father of Sierra's daughter? Why did Cole believe it was him? And what did Sierra uncover before she died that someone was willing to kill for? Because this isn't just a love triangle gone wrong. It's a multi-layered conspiracy. And the next part of the story could expose everything. Stay tuned. Subscribe to our channel as the story unfolds. Stay tuned for next episode.